Oh, hey, what? Hey, what? Sorry. I was on the phone. You were on the phone. Things are happening. I'm looking at the clock going, God damn it. I was talking to my my technician, my mechanic, my guy.
That's right.
My car should be ready this afternoon.
Right on.
Things are looking good.
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. The price, not so much. But
No.
Well, there's a thing about, when you own a vehicle, let me back up. When you buy a used vehicle, you're buying somebody else's problem.
Well, yeah.
You know that going in.
Yeah, you
try and minimize as much as you can. I totally understand.
Sure.
And this guy here that I'm working with, his name is Norm. He's a place called the Shop of Memphis off of Germantown Parkway up in the Dirty Duve.
Yeah, somewhere up
on
there.
Bonnie Lane. And he's a great guy. I've worked with him for years, and he's one of the last of the honest cats, right? He knows that there's no point in ripping somebody off. I mean, this is what he did not treat me any different because I'm on the air or anything like that. It was just, we've become friends over the years. In fact, it was my wife that introduced him to his current wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It was a fix-up thing because, the leprechauns in their matchmaking ways, and that's what she does. Seriously. But at any rate, over the years, we've gotten to be good friends, and he's taught me a lot about cars and motors and stuff, so I can go in with a modicum of understanding about certain things and what needs to be done. And when something goes wrong, he can either help me figure it out to do it on my own, or he'll say, hey, you might want to bring this down here so we can do this. And I had this problem. I had a water pump failure.
Right.
After 200,000 miles on a car, things go wrong. And so they went in, he and his guys, they went in and they found the problem. And while they were in there, they found a couple of other little problems.
Right.
And that happens. So you have
it does.
You have to take that into consideration on these sorts of things. And he's like, let's just get. I would feel bad. I would feel bad if I sent you out in a ride that I knew had a problem.
Right.
So let's do this. Well, I'll work with you on this kind of thing.
Right.
I know what needs to be done. I know this part of this is going to get kind of pricey. So he'll work a little bit with you.
Right.
And that's what I like about having a guy like that. So you can trust him. Look, aside from a home, the largest investment any American makes is a car.
Yeah.
It really is.
And we rely on them.
Yes.
I mean,
in this country, we
so
have
much
to.
more than, and in other parts of the country, less so. Where they have good public transportation.
Memphis is a tourist town, right? So inevitably, around this time of year and through the summer, and you're out and about, you'll encounter people from like Europe,
right?
And they come here to get the Memphis grease on them, right? And they are blown away by how spread out everything is.
Oh yeah. I hear that all the time from people that are from other countries. Oh my God, everything's so far apart here.
Do we have to drive to get over there? I'm afraid so.
Yeah.
You can't walk from here to there.
Right. It'll take us 45 minutes to walk.
And you might get mugged a few times.
And you might get mugged on the way. Right. A few times. Right.
A few times. Man, I just got hit over on 3rd Street. Yeah, okay, tough shit, man.
No such thing as double indemnity when it comes to being robbed.
It's like going to a church and they pass the plate a third time.
Right.
You have to dole it out as it goes. And that's a thing here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
What do you mean another collection? I just gave. No.
No, you got to give everything.
But yes, having a vehicle is a necessary thing. It's almost impossible to not have one. And okay, I understand that there are a lot of people in this town, in this city, that have to rely on mass transit, and I pity them. I absolutely pity them. I've been on our bus system here. I get it. I've had to use it before. It's, and it's, boy, it could be so much better. And
oh, God, yes.
I know it takes money, and I don't even want to get into all that. But, when you have a car, there's that autonomy to it.
Right.
But then it comes with all these other issues. Insurance, gasoline, maintenance.
Right.
Blown water pump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That kind of, it goes into the shop, and then now all of a sudden you're down a car and you're like, oh God, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And now I'm somebody else's burden. And you're
Well, I know that's how I feel too.
I just want to stay home.
Yes.
And I know I got to be here to do this.
Right.
Which is fortunate. I've been able to hitch a ride in, because the wife doesn't work very far from here, so she drops me off.
Right.
That's why I've been late all week, because she doesn't want to get up any earlier than she has to, and I get it. And then I hitch a ride home with you, thankfully.
Yeah.
Because you have a place not far from where I live. So it works out.
It works out just fine.
It could not be a permanent situation, for sure. Because, and I'll tell you this.
Because you can't stand being in a car with me that long.
No. That's not it at all. Yesterday, I had to run over to the bank.
Oh, right. And no car.
And it's not the end of the world, because I have a bicycle, okay? And I like riding the bike. And it's good exercise, and the weather, thankfully, has been
gorgeous.
Yeah,
man.
Lovely day for a bike ride. And it was a little warm yesterday, but whatever. So my bank is by bicycle about 15 minutes away. So it's no big deal. Until you get on a bicycle and ride through the streets of Memphis on one.
And see, I have not done that yet.
God damn it.
And when I moved here, I had an old 250, Vespa.
Yes. One of them scooters.
Yeah, but it was a bigger engine. And I thought, okay, well, that'll be fun to ride. Oh, man, no. Needs too much work. And somebody told me, you know what? Regardless, you don't want to ride a motorcycle or a bicycle in Memphis. The people drive so terrible. And everybody I've talked to that rides bikes and motorcycles, they're like, oh, yeah, you're taking your life in your hands.
It is.
Then why do you do it?
Well, I know I've got a friend of mine, local musician. He parked his car. He's kind of a healthy guy anyway. He's not a health nut, but he likes to stay healthy. He eats well. He's got a wife and kid. He wants to do what he can to stay with his family as long as he can, and as anybody really should. And I asked him about this. He rides to work every day on his bicycle. He runs a lot of his errands on his bicycle. And I said, how do you do it? And he goes, you are hyper aware. He said, it is exhausting if you spend a half an hour on that bicycle cruising through town. And you learn these little shortcuts.
Right.
You would go one way by car, but you go a completely different way by bicycle just to avoid a lot of the traffic.
Right.
So at any rate, part of my journey yesterday took me down McLean.
Okay.
Which is a big drag that runs through, and is a drag, down through Midtown. And it goes between Cooper Young and Central Gardens, and it goes all the way to Southern, and it goes all the way north up into wherever, to Nutbush practically. And it has a bicycle lane on it.
That's just a suggestion for the drivers.
It's not even that. It's also a place for people to store their garbage. They won't put it up on because
the curb, right?
Yeah, or they'll leave the sidewalk open, which I understand. It's a bit of a quandary for that. So you're riding, and as you come up, you're seeing down that lane. Okay, there's something in my way here. I have to look over to my left and turn around on a bicycle so to make sure there's nobody over there. And I'm going to slide around that thing, and you're thinking, I'm going to get clipped.
Yeah.
This is how it ends. This is how it ends. At any rate, ultimately, I got to where I needed to go. So I go there and I lock up the bike. I have a backpack, it has a lock in it, and I put my helmet and my gloves in it because I wear gloves because they're the ones that have the padded heel in case I have to ditch. And also the backpack allowed me to stop off at a store and grab a bunch of beer for later.
There you go.
So at any rate, the bank I was at is the iBank on Union, right there next to the KFC.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm in the parking lot and I'm locking up the bike.
That's a long bike ride, man.
The way I went, I said it was about 15 minutes.
I was going to say probably about a 15-minute ride.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah. And so I get over there and I'm chaining up the bike and I'm putting my stuff, get my shit together, if you will, getting ready to go into the bank. I don't want to come in there as this big sweaty wreck. Hey, how you doing? I wasn't going to be like that. So where I chained the bike is right there next to the drive-thru of the KFC.
Okay.
This was at 3:30.
Okay. Yesterday.
Yes. And there was a car. There's a fence between me and the drive-thru, so there was no danger or anything like that. And I'm standing there, getting my thing together here, and this car comes around into the drive-thru, and I'm right there adjacent to the talkie box thing, right? That you place your order. And the window rolls down, and you hear, "Right to KFC, take your order, please." And this woman says, "Yeah, I want a 3-piece dinner, coleslaw, mac and cheese." "I'm sorry, we're out of chicken." That's what I heard.
What?
And I dropped everything and I went. I'm looking over there. Wait. I wanted to say something, Because it would
Aren't
have
you
hurt.
a chicken restaurant?
It's going to be 40 minutes before we have some chicken. You can wait in the parking lot if you want to.
They're having to fry up more chicken. They ran out.
They ran out of chicken. And I was stunned by hearing this. And I wasn't even a customer. I'm just like,
What did she do? I'm sure she said no.
no. She said, well, you don't have anything? She's like looking for something else. And I hear, Popeyes is down the road about a mile on your right.
Seriously?
That's what the
Wow.
the worker of KFC said. Popeyes is open. What an interesting business model you have there, Colonel.
I think the Colonel would frown on that.
The Colonel did frown on a lot of what
Yeah,
after they
did.
ran his ass off.
Man, I saw an interview with him it was several years after he sold it off.
Yeah.
And he said, the gravy tastes like library paste.
Yeah. Oh, he was pretty bitter about it.
Yeah, man, because they changed all the recipes. And
I'm shocked, I tell you, that there has never been a movie made about him, Harlan Sanders.
well,
Because he had quite the colorful past.
okay, there was a comedy. I can't remember who did it. I think it was a short. It's like 30 minutes or so. I don't remember, but
Like a mockumentary type of thing?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. And I don't know if it was just the promo or if there was actually a show that was done.
Yeah.
What's his name? Played Slater on Head of the Class. Not Head of the Class. Saved by the Bell. Mario Lopez.
Yeah, maybe Mario Lopez, yeah.
He plays Harlan Sanders.
Oh, dear God.
And I think it was him. Hold on. Let me look this up.
Well,
it was, seriously.
Sanders had a very interesting past, and a lot of it he tried desperately to keep out of the public because he became sort of an unwitting celebrity. And a lot of that happened because he was naturally the spokesweasel for his own company. You know, he took to wearing that string tie and the white suit. He was from Kentucky. The whole thing about the Kentucky Colonel, that was usually bestowed upon people that are native of Kentucky, that kind of thing. Johnny Depp is one. He's a colonel, believe it or not. He's from Kentucky. He has the colonel designation.
Really?
As did Hunter Thompson. He was also a colonel. But you have to ask for it, and you have to prove your whatever. But yeah, Sanders, he was a drunken, racist redneck at one point in his life, and he was punching people out, pulling guns on people, full of Jack Daniels or whatever it was he was drinking at the time, or some good Kentucky whiskey, and developed the whole pressure-cooked fried chicken thing. And that's when Ray Kroc and him became buddies. And Ray is the guy that helped set him up because Harlan was selling his chicken at truck stops. And he was teaching people how to make it at the truck stops. And Ray Kroc said, this could be so much bigger than that, and I can help you. And that's how he kind of got his start. So he had to kind of clean up his act. But, okay, now what did you find?
I found the movie.
Okay, what is it?
Yeah. It's a Lifetime film.
Oh, of course it is.
It's called A Recipe for Seduction.
Oh, dear.
It's a short film.
God. Is this
branded as a mini movie, sponsored by KFC and produced by the Lifetime channel.
Uh-huh.
And it looks funny.
Okay. Now that you've mentioned
Mario Lopez.
Right, the Recipe for Seduction came out at the same time as KFC launching a cologne or a perfume, whatever that was, that smelled
like fried chicken.
It smelled like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
Not just fried chicken,
but Kentucky Fried Chicken.
With their mystery spices and whatnot. That's what that was. And it was Mario Lopez, if I'm not mistaken. Was it?
Huh?
It was Mario Lopez.
Yeah, it was Mario Lopez. And the breakdown of the film. As the holidays draw near, a young heiress contends with the affections of a suitor who's been handpicked by her mother when a handsome chef arrives with a secret recipe and a dream. He sets in motion a series of events that unravel her plans. A secret recipe. Harlan Sanders.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Want to play with my gizzards? Check out my giblets.
Yeah. So this is it.
Oh my God! Yeah, that did. It came out around the time that they launched that weird cologne or whatever.
Oh
it was,
yeah,
aftershave or something.
And it's hilarious because I mean,
if you take it in the proper thing that it is.
Well, I mean, you look at Mario Lopez dressed up as a younger Harlan Sanders, and it's hilarious.
Sad. Well, there was a time too, not terribly long ago, where KFC's ads would still use the visage of the Colonel, and they had different people playing the Colonel. If you recall.
Right. They had celebrities dressed up.
Yes, and
there were women.
Yeah, Norm Macdonald was one.
Yes.
And they had the tongs that were the chicken feet. They were hilarious. And I remember. God, what a bad makeup job on that poor guy. Jesus Christ. There's been a number. I think was it the country singer Reba?
Reba McEntire.
Reba McEntire played the Colonel.
She was Colonel once,
and there were clever ads too.
Oh, they were hilarious.
They were very clever, and of course you were in on the joke the whole time. But at the same time, it's like this is still just a shit chicken joint. You know?
Yeah.
Popeyes is open.
I used to like KFC when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. He owned it back then.
Well, yeah, and he had quality control.
And then, like, what, in the 70s he sold it? And
he sold it, he get bought out.
I don't know. But
he did sell it.
I remember seeing an interview with him, and he was like, they messed everything up. Gravy tastes like library paste.
And that's when all the really weird rumors came out about they were working with some laboratory to engineer a chicken that didn't have any bones.
Yeah. I've heard that. That's ridiculous.
And all these really ridiculous urban legends
stuff.
And now thinking back on it, you're thinking maybe they did that themselves to create the buzz.
That's harmless. Oh, they're working in a lab to create skinless, boneless chicken.
Well, what's weird is now with the prominence of Impossible Meats, right? The vegetarian stuff.
No kidding.
We're not far from that.
No. Well, and there's lab grown.
It's lab grown.
There's lab grown
beef, and I don't think they've done the chicken yet.
No.
I've had the
Impossible,
not the Impossible Whopper. I've yet to try. I've been thinking about it, but I'm just not that big on it. But I get that. What is it? Morningstar.
Oh, Morningstar Farms.
Morningstar Farms, and
Austin and I would eat those too.
Those fake chicken patties are really good. They make a fantastic sandwich. And my wife has gotten hooked on their link sausage, the breakfast sausage.
Oh yeah. Austin liked those. He didn't like the patties.
There's not a pig anywhere involved in this,
right?
And it's funny because the wife is like, if they could make a pork chop like that, I'd be there.
Yeah.
Just give it time.
Yeah,
they're not far from it.
They will.
They are not far from it. So I told her, look at the ingredient list. It's not that bad. There's not jacked full of preservatives, and it certainly doesn't have antibiotics in it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stand on a platform and profess wonders, but there are options for sure. And if we're coming to that point, but we're out of chicken. I'm standing there going, good God almighty. It's 3 PM. They must have had a busy lunch rush, I guess, and they're getting prepped up for dinner.
Kidding.
Yeah. Need a bucket of fried
Popeyes is open.
Popeyes is open about a mile down on the right.